Okay. I actually really need to pee. Can I go break?
Whoa.
Okay, let's continue without Fraser.
Okay, so any bad gossip about Fraser?
Small bladder.
Welcome to For Real. We are four realtors with a whole lot to say, but trust me, it's not just about selling property and closing deals. So let me introduce you to the rest of the gang. Meet Wesley, the optimistic go-getter who believes anything is possible with a bit of manifestation magic. Nicole, our cheerful, charismatic mother and seasoned realtor with stories for days. Shannon, our resident Gen Zer, keeping us in check in case the rest of us say anything too cringe. And I'm Fraser, your localized Angmo, a jack of many trades but a master of none. We're diving into everything and anything, so grab a snack, get comfy, and let's get real. Okay, so today we're talking about the cost of competition, rising portal fees, and saturated real estate market. Property agents have to spend more money, and now, more than ever, there are more property agents in the market.
How much have you all spent on Property Guru?
In 9K, around 8 plus 9K, I think. Depends on which one you choose, right? I know there are people who buy the most expensive, it's like 17K or something.
And then they add on credits. For me, this year, I start lesser. Last year, I was on the 8-9K package. This year, I'm the 3 plus K, 4K.
Do you feel stressed because your points, they have an expiry date and you just dumped in so much money?
Usually you have to top up.
But I think it's a necessary cost.
It depends on how many listings you have and if you do more resale or new launch. I mean, if you're doing new launch, then definitely you won't be using Property Guru that much.
You'll be doing PPC or Facebook advertising or something.
I would think the bigger cost for any agent, for that matter, the bigger cost will actually come from like advertising costs in terms of PPC, Facebook marketing dollars, content creation. For example, if you need someone to do home tour video for you,
virtual staging, virtual tour,
Property Guru.
Yeah. Even though I think Property Guru is still a substantial sum.
Yeah, it's substantial.
Yeah, and costs have been increasing. Unfortunately, we are monopolized.
And also depends on how fast the listing moves. Also, in a hot market like during COVID years, you rarely have to have a listing on Property Guru for more than a month.
Yeah.
Usually it gets taken down in like 2 weeks or so. So definitely your costing won't be that high. But if you are selling a very niche kind of property, for example, a penthouse unit with a big roof terrace or a very small scale project in a very inconvenient location, or you are marketing a unit in a very slow market, then your listing may take up to a year or even 2 years to sell.
Correct.
Then definitely,
the cost
even
adds
if
up,
Property Guru is very cheap, the cost may also adds up. And then at the end of the day, your margin could be very, 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 very little.
Yeah. So I think like consumers or sellers, homeowners should also know that a bulk or a chunk of our expenses goes into the marketing, and it's not just, we just post on portals and all these don't incur costs.
Yeah.
Because especially you have a difficult product or you need to sell, even if you open it up to multiple agents, our costs, if it's not an easy unit, then these agents posting the listing will also eat into how expensive it is for us to market. And if it takes 9 months, I have units that I marketed for 9 months, 1 year. The 9 months one recently got sold. The 1 year one is still there. So I think that one adds up. I dare not to go and look at how much I have accrued, but I think it's quite a bit.
Then like that, like for example, if it's not exclusive, or maybe the seller has like 5 agents, engaged 5 different agents, and they're all
boosting,
yes, on Property Guru, then their cost would have been insane, just purely from these 5 people.
Yeah, so I think personally for me, it depends on how good the product is. If it's a easy moving unit or development with 5 agents, sure, I will maximize my marketing expenses just to get a sale done.
To ensure that you can get it done.
And also it depends on the intention of the agent taking the listing, right? So there are different angles to look at it, right? So some people might think that it's better to have more people working for me.
Yeah.
Like 10 agents marketing my place. But if they are just taking your listing as one of the listing, then to them, it's a marketing cost. I put in Property Guru. I get people calling in. I earn money through this listing, which I may not need to close.
Yeah.
I still make money out of my investment in your unit, but I get buyers to serve, which they may or may not end up buying your unit. So it really depends on the agent's business strategy.
Correct.
And also the client's intention. Like if they want someone who is really committed and dedicated to really sell your property fast and well, or basically you're also not in a hurry and you just want to just leave it there, put it on the market and see what comes along. Yeah. So it's both sides.
Correct. So I think
to a coin.
An exclusive agreement is more beneficial, but depends on how you see things also lah. Because from an agent's point of view, we have our point of view, but as a seller, you may have a different point of view, which may or may not be true to what the market is reacting lah.
Yeah. So then back to the cost. Yeah. So there are different marketing costs. I think the question is also then, how are you optimizing your business and how are you spending your investment money into your business? How you getting the result you want with less or with the same getting better results in a more competitive environment where not only there are more agents, there are also more varied services or pricing available to the consumers. 10 years ago, I think it's quite standard that the expected com to pay an agent for selling would be market practice 2% and then buying 1%. But then now we have fixed fee companies or agents who only charge a single fee to do a transaction.
Yeah,
but the services provided is not as what you would have if you engage a 2%.
Of course.
agent.
I mean, personally, I've never... I think maybe all of us, we know about flat fee agent, but we don't really know how it really works. Until recently, I came across... I was selling a buyer. Then his agent is a flat fee agent. So I found out more from the seller himself. I brought my buyer down to the unit. Agent wasn't there. Then he shared with me, I'm only paying like $5,000 or $5,888 for selling. It's a condo. And then he say, if there's co-broke, then I pay the co-broke 0.5% out of my own pocket.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, so I asked him, then the negotiation, the showing of the house, everything is done by you. He said, yeah. The agent is just there to do my paperwork and everything. But I feel that like the level of service is very different lah. And
which I think consumers go in with an open eye because they know they're paying less, so they have a lower expectation. But if they are paying 2%, I think there are more expectations on the agents. And then if they realize that the agent they're paying 2% to is doing similar things to someone who is a fixed fee agent is doing, then maybe they may feel a bit cheated, right? Yeah.
Important who you engage.
Yeah. So we have to
stand out lah.
Like in a way know how to market ourselves and like
and
show the value add lah.
Correct. I mean the marketing ourselves is not fluff. It's really the whole process that we take the clients through. I think I can quite confidently say that I don't think flat fee agents will do that.
A property transaction you only do maybe once or twice in your life. You don't want to screw it up, right? So you want to get someone who's going to handhold you through the whole process, who has experience and is going to give you the best service that they can give you. If you're going to go into a fixed fee and you're not sure what to expect, you're kind of taking on some risk there for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so food for thought lah.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, why so many people joining property? Why so many people becoming property agent?
Because property agents has been doing very good marketing on themselves on all the social media platforms, showing that they're living on the very good lives.
True. But I think one thing I also realized is that a lot of influencers, social media personalities are becoming real estate agents, and then they are using their pool of followers as their...
But the thing is, they're following them for different reasons. If suddenly they pivot to real estate, they'll either lose followers or whatever they post is just not going to be interesting for their existing followers.
True. Yeah.
But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
There are successful like influencers who, have a good following as well. Don't want to name drop.
Hey, don't want to name drop and then
you censor it.
Yeah, but I think she's good. Like she is like a good agent.
Because she started more or less as an agent angle account, I guess.
She is a long time agent, but she has a blog shop
from
growing
the blog
up.
shop then.
And then she just has an online presence, but it's not very forced.
A property agent now has become more like a content creator job. So it's basically who creates
who you feel for more
interesting content that can attract more attention. So and on what platforms are you on? Who are you trying to reach? There are agents who tell ghost stories. There are agents who do feng shui tips. There are agents who do rental. Agents do podcasts. So which branding are you
subscribed to? But I think, however, then the very base is what is your work ethics and how people feel towards your work ethics lor. Because I can say all my clients are satisfied with my services, but not all clients out there. That means outside of my clients, not everyone out there would be. So you would have your own pool of clients.
Yeah.
And it's your approach towards the industry law. Because some people will think, oh, it's so saturated. I'm fearful to enter.
And there are people who market only by networking and all that. So they're not even on the social media platform for clients. Yeah.
Then another group of people I realized that are joining the industry are investors themselves. They already have bought and sold a few properties and they are currently investing in a few properties. And then they realize, why am I paying an agent to do these things when I can just get the license myself and do it myself? Because the thing about agents is that we usually do get to preview, example, like new projects first. And then from there, we can do our own assessment. And then also, depending on developer, you can actually have priority.
VIP,
to buy the day before the sales, the general sales for the public. So that is another group of people I see, like the investors. I do know, I've noticed that there are a number of even business owners, because they rent out, like they have to rent their own,
rent out their own units, like commercial units.
Yeah, commercial units they have to rent. So then to them it's better that they go and study real estate, they understand what's going on, and then they do it themselves.
And they self-manage lah.
Yes.
But depends also, because business owners sometimes they're busy with their work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so actually a lot of, let's say like there are more and more agents, but I would still like to believe like in terms of the number of active agents is still more or less quite stable. A lot of people actually just take the license as something
to fall back on.
Like a backup
Passive.
or a side hustle. Something that if I have free time I try to do. I don't mind learning something new anyway. Is good to have license. Just like a driving license.
Yes.
Some people also take Grab license for fun as a backup. Yeah, for a side hustle if they're free. Yeah, so I think in that context the numbers does go up, but how many of them are really active?
Yeah, but I mean not discrediting part-time agents lah, because there are people who still know their, can I say shit? Know their stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess for the people you were talking about who want to become agents themselves so they can handle their own transactions, they're literally maximizing their profit.
Yeah.
True.
And cutting the queue and all that kind of thing. I don't think there's going to be very many at all. Yeah.
And the other thing I guess is, as an investor, you probably want to have more insights onto the whole market or knowing people in the industry, like networking, like either with developers or top agents or agents who do maybe certain types of properties, for example, shop houses or GCBs. So
those
then,
you don't see on
correct.
Property Guru
So they could be joining the industry to increase their network and
Smart way
to
of
find
doing
better deals, and rather than just being to save on transactions.
Yeah, that also, because being in, we can say we're in PropNext, right?
Can.
Being in PropNext, we have so much training. Oh my God, the calendar is insane. So depending on the reason behind joining the industry, behind joining PropNext, you can learn through so many different methods of whatever trainings that PropNext has. Which are things that...
PropNext recruitment.
Which are things that if you were to join a class outside, it can cost a lot of money. Yeah, so I think...
those kind of investment seminar for clients.
Yes.
Then they make you buy
know,
something. Oof.
Yeah, if you already know like sort of what kind of angle you are investing in, and then all you need is the figures to encourage yourself to take the step. I think it would make sense for those people, that small minority or group of people.
Then it's a cost versus time thing, because if you had your own agent who already had the license and everything, and then they're just getting like a fee for providing you a service of providing those numbers for you, rather than you having to do it yourself, what's more valuable to you, your time?
Yeah, that's why I say it depends on individual.
Yeah.
But there are people who likes to analyze data on their own. Like, I mean, your agents could have analyzed it for you, but there could be different parameters they like to tweak.
They're more comfortable.
And perhaps in those cases, they're not already preoccupied by a job that they're already doing, a career. So which is why they would take up real estate. Yeah. Then what about those new agents who join the industry who don't have such deep pockets?
Usually for new agents who don't have deep pockets, they are very hungry. So they are very creative and they will try everything out there to get themselves noticed. So I think that would work as well. I mean, it's like you ask a new agent to go and door knock. You have a lot less resistance compared to an agent 10 years in. and then you go and, and then you go and do door knocking. There will be a lot more questions or
doubts or something to just stop you from doing it.
To do it, you just tell yourself there are more efficient or effective ways out there, which can be true. But then for new agents, they don't mind just talking to people, even they make mistakes and all that, because they're hungry. Because they're hungry enough. They're learning and
for exposure, for experience.
Yeah, and because of that, the deals can come true for them because they are out there so often. The chances are higher.
But I also think that is also the reason why there's such a high turnover. You'll have two kind of mindsets, right? One will be like, okay, I'm expecting that I'm going to be turned down 90% of the time and I'm going to be put through the fire before, I get anywhere. And then there's also the second batch, which is like, I think we mentioned it before. I'm going to join real estate because it's easy to make money and stuff like that. And then they go through the fire and then they're like, shit, this is not for me. They burn out. All those new agents coming in statistically, right? I think probably a good half of them suddenly.
They just renew, but they don't practice.
Yeah.
Maybe some don't even renew. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it really boils down to why you join the industry. What is it you're looking for? Yeah. And what's your expectations when you come in? Like you pointed out, right? If you expected it to be smooth sailing and that you get a lot of returns for a smooth sailing thing, then it's different.
Because it's what is portrayed on social media. That's
Sorry,
the
but
recruitment
to add
tool.
on to like what Fraser said about like halfway through, I think the thing about free low-cost advertising, like door knocking and cold calling, I think something that people join knowing that they don't mind doing it, but then in the midst of doing it, something that people didn't expect is the amount of cold hard rejection you get. And it's not just like, sorry, no, but it's like literally screaming and shouting in your face, slamming the door in your face. I think that was something that I was to me, I wasn't very affected by, because in my previous job, I was caught and scolded screamed at before. So
you're a natural.
Yeah, to me, I was like, I didn't really get that offended. But for them to slam the door in your face, right, or to scream at you in your face is a different
demoralizing
thing. Yes, it's like, if, example, the first door you knock on a Saturday morning, let's say, they had a bad night, or maybe they came home really late, they only slept for 1 hour, and then you knock on their door, you press their doorbell. Okay, depending on the kind of agent they are, some agents actually do spam the bell. That one I really don't understand. They knock like crazy, then that one I understand why they're angsty lah. But if you press once, then they very pissed off. I don't know. Then they open the door. Hey, you're sleeping, right? Then they slam the door at you. I think that can be a very demoralizing experience, and it's not uncommon. It's actually really, very common.
It's really the school of hard knocks.
Yeah. Then it's like the more you do it, right?
You get immune.
Yeah, some people do get immune to it. They don't get affected by it. But it can get even more and more demoralizing. So I think for newer agents starting out, wanting to do these prospecting methods, it can get very, very demoralizing.
It's brutal, so you need to come in with that kind of mindset.
So that's why some are choosing to do their own video content and then they're just posting it. They just do a lot so that over time they get followers and maybe some queries from their friends and all that. Yeah. So in that sense, you avoid the harsh rejection from strangers you don't know.
Yeah.
But then the flip side of that, you have
to
deal...
keyboard warriors.
You have to deal with keyboard warriors.
Yeah. No, but then it helps if you're pretty or handsome, just good looking in general. Social media helps you
Do we have statistics there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, speaking of which, that is why a lot of agents dress so nicely also.
And revealing.
Yes.
I don't know. How can I dress revealing and get more clients? I think I got nothing. What?
I think they'll call police.
You bring your kopitiam white singlet maybe.
Yeah, clickbait lah. But
it's also stamina and mental resilience. You were talking about cold calling, door knocking, all of that, right? Before you start doing the job, it's easy to psych yourself up.
Yes.
Hype yourself, say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this every day. 2 weeks in, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Please kill me now. Yeah, so.
But I think the people who survive the longest are the ones who look at it really as their own business.
Yeah.
So it's really trying to work your business through the startup phase and then reaching a success and some stability. And then from there, how do you keep your business growing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must see as a business, not
it's not a job. It's not a employment.
There's no stability per se.
Yeah.
The stability is built by yourself. It's not already there for you to just go into.
But there are new agents who do very well within the first few months because they already have the capital from their previous job. So these new agents already have a high paying, or even they saved up a lot of money from their part-time jobs or their previous jobs. And then once they enter the industry, they learn how to do advertising for their listings for themselves. And then they just keep pumping in the money and they will definitely see results because that's the fastest way to see results.
And also connections. So
Connections, for sure.
2 things or 3 things, your group of friends, your family, and your previous job. If you already are a high flyer or the group of people you're in, they all are well connected, have the money, then as you come in, and if generally you're a good person, then people want to support you that way.
They trust you.
So there are different entry points as a new agent.
And build up your soft skills. But at the end of the day, it's a people to business people.
Yeah, it's a people business.
So you learn to, understand, build rapport, and then solve problem for people.
Just always have the client's best interests at heart. Treat them as family and friends if you can.
Or if I don't treat my family that well. Oh, just kidding.
You treat your clients better.
I go to Switzerland, I only bought chocolate for my clients. Then I remember, oh shit, my family, how? Then never mind.
Wow. I asked you to help me buy also for never.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Someone bear a grudge.
PropNext actually had this activation series where they teach agents how to use CapCut, how to make videos themselves. Because I think previously a lot of people reliant on video editors or like companies to do videos for them, which is slow and expensive. So not a lot of people do that. So I think they're really training the agents to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's very good. Because we all tag social media to more of what the younger people are using. But for those more experienced or even older agents then who wants to stay relevant, then last time they just spend money, throw in thousands of dollars every month just to get involved into the social media scene. But now that with tools and with trainings, free trainings, my goodness, don't even need to spend money. Spend money on your lighting, buying the new iPhone.
Whoa.
Perspective. New iPhone 16, to upgrade themselves and to get into the social media scene. I think that's a really interesting step because I remember clearly that a few months ago, was it last year, when this whole social media training thing started, it was more of them just showing behind the scenes of even using a teleprompter. They show take your iPad and then you can download the teleprompter app and then they will show the words and then you just regurgitate in the video. Yeah, but then now that you mention it, then it has come so far.
Yeah, they really teach step by step. How do you cut? How do you add effects? How do you do it? Which I think, unless you really play around with, let's say, CapCut a lot, I think there are a lot of functions or effects that you don't know or won't go and find out, especially for people who are not that tech savvy. Yeah. So the idea of just creating content is already very intimidating. And then to know that you have to create content 3-4 times a week to post up, I think it's
can get very tiring.
I find that's the hardest part. I'm lucky enough that the previous industry I was in was post-production. So audio editing, video editing, all that stuff I already know how to do. I'm certified.
I see.
Yeah. So the hardest part for me is the content itself. I feel like those editing skills can be learned, but the content skills is how relevant are you and how can you add your say to it?
Intellectual property,
yeah, basically, yeah.
But sometimes what content people go for is really very mind-boggling. Like people doing pranks or jumping over Lamborghinis.
Wow,
that's why the social media is for entertainment, and then we go there to try and market ourselves because that's where everyone's eyeballs are.
I mean, but it's good to see that there's a demand for it. Like company providing all these tools for agents to elevate themselves. And then in turn, we can serve our clients better also. In terms of if you want to DIY the marketing, the production. Because sometimes when we outsource, we pay a fee, but we may not be able to fully control the content or the quality.
Or the speed, because you want a video to be ready before your unit goes out.
Correct.
Or not after it's been sold and then you get a video. And
correct. And then it just adds to the portfolio, but it doesn't have the client.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that more and more agents are doing this for themselves, but it's also for their clients' benefit.
Yeah, and it's amazing that how far the company goes to empower us.
Even with like younger agents who don't have such deep pockets to spend on Google advertising, Facebook advertising, or even paying expensive property guru packages every year and stuff, right? They turn to social media. But if they really want to like hone in, get serious buyers and sellers to represent, they would still expect you to use Property Guru. Because, all right, let's say like this person who wants to sell this property is engaging this new agent and they're paying 2%. They would expect like, hey, I want you to use Property Guru because I don't care whether or not it's expensive, but it's the place to put your property listing. So I want my listing on there.
I would expect it to be in there as a consumer.
I mean, because Property Guru
if not how you sell, that's the number one platform in Singapore.
It's monopolized the market.
Although like new agents or younger agents turn to social media to try and save money, they still back to square one where they have to use these kind of expensive.
Back to the traditional.
I think with every business, there is a startup cost. Just that if you want to prepare to go for work, even as a fresh grad, you have to put out some money to get proper work clothes, shoes, makeup, whatever, so that you are presentable for your job.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think likewise, there is that.
There are some people who don't even do that.
No, my question that pops up now is then do you consider things like cars or bags or watches as part of your business expense?
Or the startup.
Watches, no. Car, yes. But there are two ways around that. You have your own car or you rent a car.
Or you leverage on your parents. Not me.
Parental assistance program.
Yes.
That's all the time we have for this episode today. But if you have any opinions or thoughts you would like to share with us, please let us know in the comments. And do like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff if you haven't already. Thanks for joining us on For Real.